a decentralized network of teenagers, operating largely from their bedrooms, is now being treated by world governments with the same severity as international terrorist cells. In 2025, Canada became the first country to legally designate the 764 network as a terrorist entity. New Zealand matched this designation shortly after, blacklisting the group under their Terrorism Suppression Act. In the United States, the FBI classifies 764 as a Tier 1 threat, the highest danger category the Bureau assigns, historically reserved for groups like Al-Qaeda. Elevating a scattered group of adolescents on Discord and Telegram to a global terror syndicate forces a re-evaluation of what modern extremism looks like. The global infrastructure of 764 was architected by Bradley Cadenhead, a 15-year-old dropout from Texas. His psychological profile prior to the network's launch was defined by social isolation and chronic bullying, factors that led him to find community in online spaces dedicated to murder and torture. He named the global syndicate after the very first 3 digits of the zip codes for his hometown, Stephenville, Texas. Operating entirely in an unmonitored digital vacuum, Cadenhead designed a decentralized criminal enterprise that eventually spanned the globe. Operatives for 764 target victims on mainstream platforms like Roblox and Minecraft, operating in plain sight of millions of users. Perpetrators look for specific vulnerabilities, focusing their efforts on marginalized children, LGBTQ+ youth, and those expressing signs of depression or suicidal ideation. To build trust, predators masquerade as fellow minors, offering companionships or fake in-game currency to manipulate targets. Once lured, the conversation moves from the public game lobby to private servers on encrypted apps like Discord or Telegram. Inside these private chats, a technical trap is set. Hidden links allow perpetrators to execute doxing and mass data theft. This methodical funneling weaponizes digital trust, trapping victims in a cycle of sextortion before they realize they are being targeted. Once a victim's data is compromised, 764 operatives threaten them into performing severe acts of self-harm, animal cruelty, and the production of sexual abuse material. One common practice is cut signing, coercing victims into physically carving a tormentor's username into their skin to prove their subjugation to the group. Members within the network frequently adopt the visual aesthetics of the Order of Nine Angles, a violent satanic and neo-Nazi organization. However, analysis from the ADL suggests these extremist symbols are not driven by deep ideological beliefs, but are used as a facade for maximum shock value. The true psychological driver is a combination of nihilistic misanthropy and the pursuit of clout among digital peers. Inside the comm, status is a currency earned through violence. This hierarchy tracks how increasingly extreme acts, from extortion to animal torture, unlock administrative power within the network. When the tactics of terrorism are stripped of ideological purpose and gamified for digital status, it creates a volatile new face of extremism. The global reckoning began after offline weapons arrests in the U.S. exposed the true scale of the syndicate to the FBI. Bradley Cadenhead was eventually convicted and sentenced to an 80-year term in a Texas prison. The crackdown expanded internationally, leading to the arrest of the splinter group leader known as War by authorities in Greece. The current response from the Department of Justice and the FBI is expansive, involving 250 active investigations across all 55 field offices. Global authorities are now applying domestic terrorism laws against teenagers to dismantle this decentralized enemy. Today, the barrier to entry for international cyberterrorism has been drastically lowered to nothing more than a simple broadband connection. In response, gaming platforms are introducing automated chat monitoring and age verification systems to better protect underage users. These technical fixes are a start, but parental awareness of the platforms children inhabit remains the most effective first line of defense. Extremist frontlines have migrated from isolated compounds to the glowing screens inside family homes.